This photo was taken moments before Grandmaster Shoto Tanemura was featured on Japanese television. Live in front of the cameras, Soke had to perform Tamashi Giri, a test to determine not only if Soke could cut through a piece of hard bamboo, it was also an examination of the Grandmaster's spirit. I thought that this episode was an apt metaphor and can be applied to many, many events in Soke's life. After I explain more about the philosophy behind this, we will hear some important words from the Grandmaster himself. We will continue with video number 2 about the history and the legacy of the Tanemura family. Kajul Chikus. The first 2 kanji characters refer to the flower, heart, or spirit. The second 2 mean the essential nature of bamboo. Hana no you na yasashisa to take o tatsu yaiba no you ni itsuwaru naku massugu na kokoro o. What you just heard in Japanese was written by my teacher. In English it means, one must possess the heart of a flower and a spirit free from falsehood. Your heart should be straight and true, like a blade cutting cleanly through a bamboo stalk. My teacher goes on to say, Kokoro ni kaisetsu suru, chikara o soudateyo, atama dake ni taiyoru na. This means, allow the heart to develop the power to resolve life's many problems. Don't rely on the head alone.
Ninja traits is there are 3. One is to effort and please effort. So you can get something and great things.
努力 effort. One of the 3 conditions is to make relentless effort. Sensei explains it this way: to layer effort upon effort, to endure the unbearable, and to persevere through hardship. As a child, Tanemura Soke was physically weak. Sensei's father, Satsune Tanemura, forged the spirit of the young master with severity. So, by the age of 9, brutal training had become part of daily life. At times, the exercises and conditioning were really over the top. Still, the difficult training did not break Soke's spirit. On the contrary, each time Sensei successfully endured those hardships, his resolve only grew stronger. By the age of 13, Soke was also studying after school with other relatives skilled in the traditional fighting arts. At that time, Sensei trained in Asayama Ichigen-ryu, Taijutsu, Shinden Fudo-ryu, and many other traditions. So night after night, Sensei walked home at dusk, carrying the pain of hard training. But Soke's martial arts education did not end in the dojo. Sensei continued with additional countless hours practicing alone. One of the most difficult types of training was Tai-hen Jitsu, which is advanced ukemi, breakfalls. This training involves endless repetition. At night, Soke also drilled techniques alone with weapons, such as the Japanese spear. He also pursued deep meditation and self-reflection. This additional discipline helped Sensei develop the skill to endure brutal circumstances later in life. While still in his early 20s, Soke attained the level of Menkyo Kaiden, full mastership in several traditions. I'll conclude this part with a quote from my teacher. Honest effort can surpass even a genius.
Second is you have to better keep interesting anything so you can open the door and you can positive idea keeping.
Kyoyo, cultivation and intelligence. The second condition is to cultivate intelligence and refinement. One must develop an interest in all things and continue learning broadly. Throughout his life, Tanemura Soke devoted himself not only to martial arts, but also to academic study. Sensei constantly sought self-improvement and approached scholarship with seriousness. It is true that to study only the fighting arts can lead to neglect of the mind. Likewise, book knowledge alone does not create true depth of understanding. Both the martial arts and the intellectual arts must be cultivated together. This exact teaching was strongly emphasized by Dr. Kinbe Sato. Dr. Sato was a senior student of Takamatsu Sensei and a man of deep cultivation. In this same way, Tanemura Soke continues to pursue both martial mastery and intellectual study throughout his life. This leads me to the next quote from Sensei. Cultivation becomes wisdom.
Number three is more honest, all time honest, so you can keep a pure heart and you can touch nature.
Sunao, honesty, purity of heart. The condition that makes everything else possible is to possess sunao, an honest and pure heart. No matter how talented a person may be, without honesty and sincerity, the true path can easily be lost. A pure heart receives the teachings directly and sincerely. Just as rain naturally soaks the dry earth, true teachings nourish the humble heart. In martial arts, there are many painful lessons which show us that it is important to follow the natural flow and walk the correct path. Within the great natural way, Dai Shizen no Ho, there exists a purity without falsehood. For this and other reasons, Tanemura Soke places great importance on sincerity and a clean heart. Honesty opens the door to the true path. This photo of Tanemura Sensei training with Takamatsu Sensei was taken in 1970. At long last, Tanemura Sensei was finally able to meet the legendary Takamatsu Toshitsugu Sensei. But human life doesn't move in a straight line. As we all know, our days are filled with unexpected turns, hardships, and moments that alter everything. Years earlier, a serious car accident had nearly taken the young Tanemura Sensei's life. If fate had unfolded differently, Sensei would never have even met Takamatsu Sensei. And today, students all throughout the world would have lost the opportunity to learn these martial arts and philosophical traditions from our beloved teacher. When Takamatsu Sensei met Tanemura Sensei, the older master immediately recognized Sensei's potential. That meeting opened a path forward. Although Takamatsu Sensei was already advanced in age and passed away only a few years later, their connection still remained deeply important. Eventually, this connection helped to lead Tanemura Sensei toward other great masters who were senior students of Takamatsu Sensei, including Sato Kinbe Sensei, Kimura Masaji Sensei, and others. Through those subsequent encounters and apprenticeships, Tanemura Sensei's training and mastery continued to deepen. Those teachings did not stop with only one generation. They continued forward through transmission, fortitude, and the responsibility to preserve legitimate martial arts traditions. And in the next video, we'll examine in more detail how Tanemura Sensei carried these traditions and teachings into the modern world. Through worldwide dissemination and the training of future generations. The comments have generally been disabled. However, now there is a well thought out survey available where you can weigh in on what types of videos you want to see next. Scan the QR code on the screen or use the link in the description below. I look forward to hearing from you.